If you are a newbie RMT or a new massage therapist and you're looking for tips about self-care, business, HST, taxes, so on and so forth, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Steph, the massage therapist, and welcome to video 4 of my self-care series where I teach you about tax, self-care, massage therapy, business, and everything else that you need to know about massage therapy as a new BRMT, so you don't have to stress and you can just focus on your self-care. So if you're ready, let's get started. So in my previous video, I think it was video 2 when I was talking about HST, the mistake I've done is I compiled my debts plus the fact that I have not been paying my HST because I have a lot of debts, okay? This debt meaning not the other personal ones, but I mean, that's on top of that, the business ones, like paying the employees and then paying the rent of the business and so on and so forth. I was having a hard time paying these things, which is a little bit troublesome. But I really do need to create a very thorough process to ensure that I do not experience it again. Well, Steph, your story is, after you have successfully built a clinic or unsuccessfully built something, how is this relevant for me as a newbie RMT? It's because the massage therapy field for me has a lot of opportunities. When I say it has a lot of opportunities, you can start your business right away. You just need money and a little bit of marketing. That's why a lot of students start right away, which is not a bad idea. What's bad is when you go unprepared and then you bring everyone down with you and you're just there sulking up because now you have a lot of debt. Because that comment that was given to me, it really opened my mind to open and share, because as a newbie RMT, you have to really start small first. Right? And obviously, when you start small, the income is not a lot, but it is something. So my suggestion is, based on what I've done when I was on my lowest, is really know what's your wants and what's your needs. At this point, because you are a newbie RMT, like me, when I was starting, to get back up, I had to really prioritize what I need and what I want. Because for now, my wants can move a little bit on the backside. I have to focus on what I need. So last video, my very first video, I had mentioned that there's a subscriber that messaged us asking about self-care, about business, HST. And then my last video, which you can find the link somewhere here, I did mention about what to look at for clinics. But one thing that was mentioned there was talking about how do they budget or how do they pay OSAP or the student loan and the bills itself. And this video would be the perfect thing for it, because I'm gonna show you all the budget hacks that I have done to make sure that all of my debts, all of my bills, my mortgage, my car payments, insurance, so on and so forth are paid. Again, these are just based on my personal experience, but then I'm also gonna put my professional opinion about how you can do it. So a little bit of story time. When I was building my third clinic, again, the common mistake that I've done is I kind of just thought about the business but not about my bills. And unfortunately, during COVID, my third clinic closed, which is very heartbreaking for me. That cost me a lot of stress and anxiety, to be honest. But I was thinking about self-exiting at that point, because the debt was really a lot, right? Like my families and my friend, they were supportive. But for me, I don't really know how I was able to survive it. It's $70,000 of debt I have to pay. I mean, there were mistakes that were done, so on and so forth, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And this is what I'm saying, this is more of my story, and I hope you get something out of this, okay? I'm not scaring you to build your own massage therapy business. It's just that this is my story and this is how it happened. I'm not gonna delve into that juicy secrets about how I failed. But that's actually one of my successes too, because I'm not gonna be here talking to you about how I see massage therapy if I didn't experience these things. Why am I saying that? It's because if you have long-term plans of starting a business, you need to think about your overhead costs. How much would be the rent? You have to realize that most of the landlords are gonna ask for business insurance. If you're planning to go big, what if the rent or the place that you went to is basically unfurnished? So you have to think about the other things, like building a room or building building a partition, or how many rooms are you gonna make. And my husband is in construction, the permits. Good thing I have him at that point, because he figured out the permits and so on and so forth, the inspection, those things, it has to be done, right? So if you're a newbie RMT and you're gonna jump on something like that, you really have to plan, because that thought alone is already something that you should really watch. Second, when you're a newbie RMT, if you join a clinic per se, you like the vibe there right away, right? I'm gonna give you an example. When I was getting up, when I was a new RMT, my tactic is I would pick 3 clinics. One clinic would be the thing that I like. The other clinic is a potential clinic that I think I like. And the third one is my trial and error. Like, I'm just gonna try whether I like it or I don't like it. So in this scenario, I went for a massage addict, right? Like a franchise massage clinic, which is, I think I liked it, but I don't really like it. Then a family-owned type of massage clinic where the clients are more treatment related, not just relaxation, and a sports clinic. So I thought I would like the sports clinic, but I did not. So I quit in that clinic and found another one, which is rehab. But when I was getting back up to, figure out after my business collapsed during COVID, it was the same feeling, but now there's more debt into it. Because when I was starting the massage therapy business, I didn't have that much debt. So how am I gonna be able to cover that is what I'm trying to say. So if I was the old Steph before, I would continue in looking for a clinic that I like, because if I'm gonna stay in one clinic and then put all of my time there, I'm not gonna earn a lot of money. Why am I suggesting to you to go multiple clinics, right? The same thing that I suggested myself when I was getting back up. It's because I don't know if I'm gonna earn money in that clinic, because it's really hard to stay there and then they're not giving you enough clients. Or if they're giving you enough clients, do you really want the management, right? Like, I know money is everything, but you also have to think about the fact that, do you really like it here? Because remember, you're gonna stay there for long hours every day. Now, the problem with that is if you don't have enough clients, it means you don't have enough money. If you don't have enough money, how can you pay your bills? So the newbie RMT Steph, I was earning enough because I was living in my mom's place. As a Filipino person, that's a thing for us Filipinos where, if you can stay at your mom's place. I know some cultures are not like that, but for Filipinos, yep. And I really wanted to buy a house. So I stayed. So my bills are not that big. But after COVID, post-COVID, the broke RMT Steph, I literally have nothing. So why am I giving the comparison? Because it doesn't matter if you're starting fresh or you failed the business, so on and so forth. You are still gonna go back to square one. For the broke Steph version, the problem was I didn't like the fact that I'm gonna be working with someone else, because now my output is different. So what if you're that type of person that ever since in the beginning you don't want to be working with someone? That's gonna change your entire thing. Because I didn't want to work with someone else. So I had to rent in a doctor's office, or I had to do it in my home. I had to, rent with a psychologist's office, like a small room for rent, to actually get clients. And the difference is, before I had to go to a clinic and I just get the money, but this one I have to pay the rent, I have to be a wife, I have to be a daughter, and then pay the bills, but I'm not making enough because I focused on my want. You see where I'm going with this story? I wanted to not work in a clinic because I want it. But what's my need? My need is I need the income to pay my bills. So that's when I started to say I have to set aside the want and focus on the need. So that's when I started my home-based practice, because I was already teaching then, right? I was already teaching, and I really decided that I really love teaching, and I cannot fathom any day where I'm just gonna leave teaching. And usually around this time, some clinics, it's either it's too far from me or my time can be demanding. So I still needed the flexibility. So at that point, what I have done is I just worked from home, did the same things I was doing in my previous businesses. I focused on what I needed. I removed all of the things that I'm not supposed to spend. I was traveling still because I thought traveling would help me reduce my stress, which is it did. But it added costs. Again, that's also a want, right? So it's not just a work want, but lifestyle want. Something that, do you really need to travel now? But because I wanted, I said I need it. But technically, it could have waited a little bit. In this type of scenario, it already gives you an idea that not all the things you want outside of massage therapy is a need. So if you really are focusing on paying on your bills, really focus on the want and the need. When you are really in a financial goal, like you have a goal where you want to pay off the debt, just focus on which one do you want and which one do you need, and focus on the need. The wants, it will be there when it's for you. That's what I think, okay? Other people might say otherwise, but again, this is just what I think, and this is what happened to me based on experience. Now, going forward, let's go into the more microscopic level. What happened when I started picking what I need and what I wanted? It took me a year. I really had to keep saying no to vacations if needed. I mean, from time to time, I had to pick, like if I went for a family event or something like that, or mini vacations here and there, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not hard to take off the one. I mean, I kind of made myself pick, like little by little. Like number one, do I really want to go to Vancouver, or I'm just gonna go to this concert or not spend? So I realized, okay, I might just go to Vancouver and then share the trip expenses to my friends or my sister. It did work out, but then again, I didn't see the whole picture, and it really took me a while, which is the truth. So that's why I'm letting you know that it's not an easy task, and it will really take time, for me at least. So after that, I realized that picking vacations or picking responsibilities is not really the best way. So I started to actually look at my finances. I really made sure that the amount of massages I am doing is the right amount for me to cover the basic bills. The good thing is I was already married, so my husband was helping me with the bills as well, but I had to work harder, right? And then we were given the opportunity to buy a house, which helped my case. But it opened another can of worms, because now I have mortgage to pay. But the good thing about the rocky relationship of picking what I need and what I want is that we were able to save enough money to renovate the house, buy the house, and then now we were able to pay the mortgage. We are more than blessed. And then I realized that now, because all of my bills are paid, I have to focus more, because I noticed now I'm still working extra hard, right? Like I have paid most of my debt. I didn't pay the 70,000 right away. I had a little bit of my help from my parents, but I still need to pay that off. So I have to work harder. But the thing is, it's still debt I need to pay, and plus the mortgage. So what I have done is now I checked into microscopically what I am spending. So I really need to make sure that I am checking my spending and I put it in the right place. So again, this worked for me, maybe not for you. So remember, on my second video, I said I had issues paying with taxes. So I started from that. What I have done is I started to settle with Canada Revenue Agency, CRA. And then I made sure that now I separated my HST money. And in that way, it was a little bit better for me because, yes, it's a little still, I mean, it's better in a sense where I have my peace of mind because I know that that's getting paid off. But at the same time, it's giving me a clear view of what I need to pay. Second, my OSAP loan is still going there. So now, because my income stream is more stable because of all of the things, it's a little bit better. Now it gives me a clear idea that, okay, so because I was able to cut down on some expenses, it's nice to know that I can put it somewhere else, right? Good thing about that is I was able to increase, the other payments that I need to pay with other stuff because now I was taking a look at what's coming and what I should be spending. After the spending, I'm working way too hard. Like, I'm still burnt out. So it means I'm probably doing something wrong. So because I was doing something wrong, what I have done is now I focused on my business. So I have checked my number of clients and so on and so forth. I was able to realize that what I'm charging is not enough, or the number of people that I see is not enough to give me a little bit more for savings or to put somewhere else to finish off a debt. So what I have done is I have sat down, checked my finances, also cut down some unnecessary expenses for my business, and then went on to increase the price. From there, I was seeing a little bit of improvement because now I see the change. But I was still working way too much because, again, it's not gonna really be fixed right away. But it's something that I really want to be case closed. Please calculate weekly. When I started calculating weekly, because I know what my weekly expenses is, my budgeting was a little bit better. Why weekly? I really advocate for weekly because if someone cancels, you don't end up getting that money. Yes, Steph, but I work with a clinic that pays cancellation. But what if you don't work in a clinic? Some clinics pay you, some clinics don't, because sometimes they can't charge. Sometimes they cover it, sometimes they don't. But for a person like me who has a solo business, I need to make sure that I have the money. So now, doing it weekly, I put a quota on myself. If I see, doesn't matter the duration, if I see 15 to 20 clients a week, I would have enough time to do my exercises, to do my errands, to do my teaching, but at the same time, get the income running so that I can pay that bills. Okay? But Steph, you were teaching, so you have an extra money. Believe it or not, my teaching income doesn't go to the household. My teaching income goes somewhere else, which is the debt. TMI, but it doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna get to that point. So in that sense, right, it doesn't matter if you have a side income. Like, having side incomes are great because, again, it helped me pay the bills. But I'm only talking about the business aspect here. So when I was doing it, when I was, figuring things out, counting weekly helped me a little bit more because I can figure it out. Like, for example, if today I have 3 cancellations, it means I have 3 hours of rest. I can just move it to the next week and then figure it out. Right? And in that way, I know how much money are coming in from my weekly money, and that's sure. And then if I really need to prepare for the next month, I just need to open up a schedule and match it with what I needed. So in that way, I was able to pay the bills. To summarize everything that I have mentioned to you, the only tip I can give is really know your priorities. Really know your priorities. Set a long-term goal of what you really want, which is I mentioned in video 3 as well, because there's nothing more important but, investing in your time. If you plan to have a big empire of massage therapy clinics in the future, great. But you have to start as a newbie RMT, figuring out what you need and what you want, and focusing on ensuring that before you jump onto a bigger business or before you jump into something risky, you know what you're doing. Because when you fail, it's not just you who would be hurt by the situation. It's your loved ones. It's your friends, right? So I'm lucky to have a very supportive family and friends to help me through the tough times. These life lessons are just there to give you a reminder that everything is possible. But as a newbie RMT, keep your feet on the ground, learn more so you grow more, And then from there, it's easy to see where you're gonna head at. Again, it's a sob story. I haven't even talked about this story to anyone. This is the first time that I have revealed this kind of story. But when I read that comment from that subscriber, I realized that everybody needs to know the nice and the bad things about this field. And I don't want to discourage you about starting your own business. You should, actually, because it's really a good opportunity. But again, proceed with caution, prepare, and really put your best foot forward. Okay? So in terms of the bills, I don't know if I was able to answer it. Hopefully I did. I tried as much as I can because I'm still getting better at it. So hopefully you, Emily, the subscriber, plus the ones that are looking at this right now, I hope you got something from my story, because massage therapy is not just massage therapy, but it's something that can give you second chances in life, right? It's something that can hone your skill, your well-being. And again, why am I putting this on a self-care series? It's because if you prepare now, you don't have to think about it later. Again, my name is Steph, the massage therapist. Thank you very much for watching this heartfelt video. I don't want to cry, and if I do cry, I'm going to blame it on the onion. But thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Okay? Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.